What's going on, friends? Tuesday, the 26th of September. And there's only a few months left in the whole year, and we're in 2024. I can't believe it. Right around the corner is the Berkeley. We just finished a big bass splash, and we got the Berkeley backing it up. Most of the time, the lake is usually turned over or turning over before the Berkeley. I don't know that we're going to have that this year. It depends on what happens in the next 2 weeks. We've kind of warm trended back upwards just a little bit. And it's interesting because the main body is actually anywhere between 80, 82, 83 degrees in the main body. But for example, all the way back in like Glade Creek, it's 90. So the backwaters, which warm up first and cool down first, have warmed back up. Lake level's holding 406.5. We were stable with the rain that we had the other night, 1.5 inch rain on Sunday. We kind of stabilized. We actually had come up a little bit and then kind of stabilized, and now we're back dropping again. And then keep in mind, I film these on Tuesdays and generally Thursdays. I try and do 2 a week. I don't always get 2 a week in. But by the time they upload and you guys get them, it's usually a day or, 24, 48 hours later. So when you're watching this video, Wednesday or even Thursday, it's Tuesday's video, Tuesday the 27th. And then this Thursday, I'll do another video that you'll watch hopefully by Friday night. I hope it gets uploaded so you have the good information for the weekend. Clarity's good, 0 to 1. And look, it's a shallow bite. Majority of the fish are shallow already. A lot of them. The big fish, no. But there's a lot of slot fish, and there's a whole lot of unders and a ton of really small fish, 10, 12-inch fish that are shallow. Topwater bites early in the morning is pretty good. Moving baits like spinner baits, small square bills, chatterbaits, soft plastics of your choice kind of fish throughout the timber in the shallow water. Your north ends are definitely better. And then wherever you find vegetation, that's one of the biggest keys. Is some of that green. If you can find something green, generally this time of year, it's going to help filter the water. It's going to help cool the water. So something green is better. Search the lake. I can tell you a little public information that I will share with you. The more north you go, the more vegetation you will find. In the main lake and the main body, mid-lake and south, there's just not a lot of vegetation. You can find lily pads and potato grass, alligator grass, duckweed, little bit of milfoil, little bit of coontail, and even a little bit of hydrilla if you go searching north. Doesn't matter whether you're east or west side, but the farther you go, the better. This time of year, that's what you want. So, keep that in mind. Last week I discussed, I think it was a week ago, I brought up a little bit about nightlights and how much they've affected the lake, as well as the lack of grass and things like that. And I just wanted to let you know 2 things. Number one, I just did a 59-minute video in my private corner, Let's Talk Fishing. It's called Let's Talk Fork for this particular segue. And I chose to do this after I spoke to the local biologist. And I had a very, very good, long, candid conversation with the local biologist. And I will show you the board real quick that I did for discussing Lake Fork. We talked about pressure, highest pressure in the United States lake, the skill level that we all have, the equipment and forward-facing images, dead fish, fish that are swallowing hooks, line through swim baits and whatever, grass, lack of, and nightlights. These 5 topics right there have created what's going on in Lake Fork. The fish are there. And one very peculiar thing that came in our conversation that was very interesting is I just told you guys my opinion about the nightlights on this lake affecting and nocturnalizing the bass. We already know that a lot of big bass nocturnalize anyways. Nightlights or not. This big predator, nighttime feeder. The biologist in the 1-hour conversation that we had said to me, their studies are excellent. The 4 to 6 pounders are plentiful in Lake Fork. I remember them saying that last fall, and I remember sitting in the restaurant and somebody said to me, boy, I sure like to know where they're getting their information, where they're getting their numbers. And I chuckled and I kind of agreed. I thought, yeah, as tough as it is, and man, with all of our skill and the equipment, and the sonars and everything, we're not seeing huge numbers of 4 to 6 pounders. Where are they? And anyways, in our conversation the other day, when the biologist and I got talking about night lights and fishing at night, I made a joke and said maybe I should just start guiding at night. I said I hate to do that on the lake because it's so dangerous, and travel and navigation and the wood and trees and trolling motors bumping stumps and snakes and alligators. And he said, yeah, we do our shocking survey at night, and I don't like it at night either. Ding, light bulb. What did I just discuss? The night lights have nocturnalized the lake. They've added to the additional bass that are already nocturnalized. The studies, the shocking studies that the biologists do, they do them at night in the shallow water, because that shocking deal only goes about 8 to 10 feet. And their numbers are great. Our daytime bite is not. So just keep that in mind. Early morning hours right now. If you can get out there and fish an hour before daybreak, the topwater bite can be pretty dang good an hour before and an hour after, especially if you pick a nightlight. There's over 150, maybe 200 nightlights out there in just about every end of the lake. So keep that in mind. I would like to invite you to come over to the Let's Talk Fishing channel. In the description below is a link. Click the link, join the channel, and you can watch over 32 videos or 33 videos that are in the archive of teaching lessons, everything from crankbaits, swim baits, big jigs, Caroline rigs, you name it. There's 33 hours almost worth of teaching information in there. That's just phenomenal. So check that out. You can also watch this last 59-minute video that I did in lieu of Lake Fork. Let's discuss Lake Fork. But eventually I'm going to let that video come to light to the public because I want everybody to see that. Those 5 main topics that are affecting the lake: highest pressure, skill level, lack of grass, night lights, and death rate. When we use live bait or we use certain type of hooks, or the line through swim bait that has the treble hooks on the bottom, you know how many fish die from that? I'm guilty. I love it. It's a great big fish catcher. But next year in spring, I might think different, because when I start adding the numbers up, if I killed 3 or 4 or 5 fish in the spring season, and 50 other guides killed 3 or 4 or 5 fish, and 50 locals killed 3 or 4 or 5 fish, now we're talking several hundred fish that are all big. So keep that stuff in mind. All right, guys, thank you so much for your subscription. Again, like I said, fishing's pretty good right now. You just got to stay shallow, fish early. By 10 o'clock in the morning, it lulls out. It definitely lulls out. The midday bite is not quite there. If you really want any more information, you want some details, I'm looking at about 4 or 5 different baits that I'm particularly using right now on my boat. Tomorrow when I fish, it's what we're going to be using. Consider subscribing to the Let's Talk channel upgrade, or just become a regular member. It's simple. Look in the description below. Click the link, follow the process, and join. All right. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button. Comment below if you have anything you have to say or like to say. And I'll be back Thursday to give you another report. Hopefully you'll see it by the weekend. Thanks. I'm Mike McFarland, the Lake Fork guy.